Hi, I'm Chris, this is Rail Focus, and today we're looking at a aqueduct. Yes, that's correct, today is another non-railway video day. Today we're looking at the Pontcysyllte Aqueduct, which takes what is now the Llangollen Canal over the River Dee. It is quite impressive. Now, I've lived 30 minutes away from this canal, or this aqueduct, for all my life basically, and I've never actually visited it, which I don't know why I haven't, but I thought, as I'm making YouTube videos now, that I would actually make a video about it and actually take the effort and time to go and visit this impressive structure. Now, railways are my number one passion, but I just love engineering of all kinds, and engineering feats don't come much bigger than this. Considering the period in which it was constructed, it is certainly very impressive. 38 meters high at its highest point, 18 spans, and it's 307 meters long in total. Don't worry, we're not just going to be looking at it from below here, but I'm just taking some time just to appreciate it. It's just such a slender structure for its period. I think it just really is quite impressive. So yeah, I'm just soaking it in at the minute, but we will be taking a walk atop the viaduct on the towpath any minute now. So the done thing when you get to the Pontcysyllte Aqueduct is to cross it on the towpath, which is just there. This will be my second crossing, and it wasn't as much fun as I expected, as I've got a DSLR camera in my backpack, I've got my phone, and the thought of falling into the canal is a real concern. So I'm going to try and video my crossing anyway with one take, and maybe we'll take a look over the edge as well as we cross. So that's what a 38 metre drop down into the River Dee looks like, and you can see the second, not quite as impressive but equal, you know, still quite an impressive viaduct over there. I think this is part of the same canal. That was the view from the top, and this is as close to the bottom as I dare get. I really haven't got the correct shoes for this type of exploration, I don't think, but yeah, you can see from down here. I hope you can get a sense of the scale, just those mammoth foundations there carrying those, I'd say, relatively slender, and I think they're hollow as well from the research that I've done, going all the way up 38 meters to the top there. Just an impressive feat, with those cast iron arches which carry the 3.7 meter wide tub. Well, the whole bridge is 3.7 meters wide, but it's got the tub which obviously holds the water for the barges to go across. The Llangollen Canal, as it's known today, was originally intended to take a very different route to the one that it now takes. The original route that was eventually chosen by the canal backers would have seen it heading southwest from Netherpool, which is now Ellesmere Port, passing Chester to the west, then crossing the River Dee. The canal would then pass Wrexham to the west and would eventually have reached the Montgomery Canal by the Trevor Basin Pontcysyllte Aqueduct. Unfortunately, that route was abandoned despite key sections having already been constructed, such as the feeder reservoir and channel to the west of Wrexham. The northern section was constructed between Ellesmere Port and Chester. However, instead of passing Chester to the west and crossing the River Dee, the canal headed eastwards, eventually reaching Nantwich. The Chirk Aqueduct opened in 1801, with the Pontcysyllte Aqueduct opening in 1806, both of which were designed by Thomas Telford. Unfortunately, the aqueducts never saw any large volumes of traffic, as by the time they were completed, a new route heading eastwards towards Whitchurch had been chosen over the western route that had originally been decided upon. This meant that the section from Llangollen to Frankton Junction was relegated to just a navigable feeder channel. A further extension of the canal from Whitchurch to Hurlston Junction, just north of Nantwich, finally meant that narrowboats could travel from the Montgomery Canal to the River Mersey, albeit via a more circuitous route than was originally proposed. In 1846, the canal became part of the Shropshire Union Canal until the decline of the canals in the early 20th century. It wasn't until the 1980s that the canal started being referred to as the Llangollen Canal, after a long period of restoration and reopening which saw the canal being used for tourism as it is today. So, I think ironically, today the Pontcysyllte Aqueduct probably sees more traffic than it did back in the heyday when it was first constructed and in use. So there we are, that's a little bit of a background about what is now the Llangollen Canal. Hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please hit that like button and consider subscribing, or if you've got any comments or suggestions, leave them in the comments below. Always happy to read those. So I'm going to leave it there for today. Say until next time, bye bye.